Hi. For this video, what we're going to be doing is doing some video editing using two different platforms. One called runwayml.com, which you can see here at the top of your screen, and the other is called Wevideo. Wevideo is an application for using the Chromebooks. It's also a browser extension, so you can use it on just Chrome if you're using something other than a Chromebook. And then Runway ML is a website that allows you to do the video editing. You can see some of the samples here. This is their home screen. Using this site, you will need to sign up to make like a membership. It's not really, you don't pay for anything. You're just using it so that you can come back to your work after you are working on it from different home screens or different. You can log in from a desktop, then go log in from a laptop, or vice versa. So you will need to make a sign up here, and you can just use that so it keeps your information, so it keeps your projects for you, so you don't have to keep downloading them and re-uploading them as you go along. For this project, what we'll be doing is using this green screen effect you can see here, it's happening, to cut out our object or our character from the actual background that the video is in. When you're doing this, you will need to take your own videos so that you can edit them however you see fit. And so for our purposes, I took videos already and I started to upload them. For this project, I would suggest making smaller vignettes, like smaller little clips of videos, not one that's really long. It will take a really long time for it to upload onto Runway ML. So I would suggest making clips that are like 10 to 25 seconds long. So you're getting a little bit of time. You're taking a pretty good amount of time, but also you're not waiting for it to load or slow down your computer. So when you make your videos, you upload them to the site, and then from here you can do your video editing. So your site would look similar to this once you're logged in, and then you're going to go to this is like your home screen. Ours right here is what we're going to be using, this beta version of green screen. So we're going to start to edit. There is other options down here as you go along, but this is what we're going to use. So here's the video that I already uploaded. If I wanted to upload another one, I can just go to this little upload arrow, the little cloud. You can download or upload from your downloads folder, or if it's on your desktop or wherever it might be. So I already have a couple of videos in there. So that's the one I'm using here, this 24-second video. The ones that they give you as like samples, as well as ones that I was using before as a sample. So you can see it's loading. Most of the video is already loaded at the bottom of the screen. This is helpful so that you don't want it to be like loading like this throughout the rest of your project. You want most of it to be uploaded already. So it makes it a little bit easier having those shorter clips. So for this, again, we're going to do a little walkthrough of the tools that are on here. The hand here lets you pan the video left and right if you're zoomed in, and then here's the zoom in button to help make more clear or crisp edits if you need to do that. Also, then you're going to be using the little plus sign here. This is the add or click things so that you make your green screen effect more effective or a little bit more clear. Or if there's something that's like, if you click and then it's starting to absorb something else that's not the object that you want, you can use exclude. And so you'll see those little dots at the bottom of your screen as we go through. They're like little keys to help the program understand what we want to keep and what we want to cut away. So you're going to go like almost every frame just to help keep your objects stable. So we're going to start at the beginning here. We're going to include, we want this car. See if it picks it up. There we go. And you can see it already starts to create like a little bubble around our design. So we're going to like the next frame. Starting to pick it up already. We have a little too much there. There's a little spot that we're going to try to get rid of, the little back area. Perfect. Every time you do this, it helps the program understand a little bit better. So I'm just trying to get rid of that little back area that's sort of picking up the back of these other houses or other cars. So more key points you put in, the smarter the program will understand your drawing or your picture. So we're starting to get a little too much underneath the car here. Let's try to see if we can get rid of that. Not bad. So cut it out. Good. So this is a time-consuming aspect of the project. Trying to go frame by frame here to clean up your design. The downside of this is it just takes a really long time, but doing it correctly will make your uh, image very clean execution. So you can start to see it's picking up pretty well. So we can just bring part of that tire back in. Okay. It's a little difficult because we have the shadow underneath the car. Try to get as close as possible. That's not bad. So some of it we might need to just bear with since the shadow is causing an issue. So you saw there the piece got a little deleted. When you're doing these, if you click on the spot again, it will take it away. Or if you scroll over at the bottom here, you have a little X. You can delete it, your alterations. So that was the hiccup in that last one. Runway ML will help create the green screen effect for your design, and then we'll export that eventually at the end, so that we can bring that video into the Wevideo and then alter the layers so that we could tell the computer to ignore the green part of the screen. So then your image or your object will be in front of whatever digital element you create in Photoshop, Illustrator, Vector.com, or Photopea. So trying to do all this now will save you work in the end if there's any issues. We'll try to resolve, make the clean design now. One of the things you could do for this project to make it easier, a little easier on yourself, is having whatever the main object is, have more of a distinct, maybe outfit they're wearing, or the background be very simple, so you're not competing, trying to like select things. The computer will be able to pick that up a little bit So you can tell it's sort of like buffering itself here. So we're going to give it a second just to make sure all the frames sort of add up. Since it is only a 20-second video, uh, at least we could, if you switch it from foreground to background, you could sort of see what you cut out, so that once we put this into the Wevideo, we'll be able to see like sort of what, if we put words back here, what our actual design will be covering up. So if your video is taking a really long time to load, you can still see it's really buffering a lot. You can just go through and use the little dial here, the red dial, to just sort of gauge if there's any parts that are off. It might take a second, so you can see it's a little bit still waiting to like, sort of match up. But you can just drag across on your own using the trackpad and holding down the mouse, or holding down the click on your trackpads. Or if you have an added on mouse, you can use that as well, just to sort of gauge how it looks. Again, while you have it selected for background, so the background is going to be green screened, and then you can sort of move your little red line here across the screen, sort of see if there's any like major hiccups. I can sort of see there's a little bit of here, a little bit of blemish on the top, so let's try to go in and edit those. So I think it looks okay for what our purposes are. So I'm going to go to export, and what I want to do here is I'm going to name it green screen SD, or you can just name it green screen for this purpose. I will name it green screen car. We're going to use the green screen here. If you have a specific color you want to use, that's totally fine too. So say your car was green that you were doing this to, you wouldn't want to do that. Or if the person's wearing green, you wouldn't want to choose that. You can make it like hot pink. You can make it uh, bright blue, something that's sort of not a natural color, so that when you go to say like in Wevideo, we'll tell the computer get rid of all this color green, and then it will just edit it right out. So you want to make sure you're choosing a color that doesn't exist. If you want to change that color, you can just click on here. You can tell it exactly what color you want. You can select from the ones that are given to you. There's already ones that have sample sample backgrounds already. We don't really need that. We're just going to go with the green because our car is not green in this video. You are just going to use that as the general one. Standard definition, so the SD one here. And we're going to hit export video. So it might take a while while it's exporting. It'll put it into sort of like your library here. Again, this is why it's helpful to have um, like an account, or just making a sort of a login for yourself, so that you can come back and you can see like this is the one that I uploaded. These are past ones that we worked on. And you're sort of like building a little library for yourself. So say you did this, but then you're like, I don't like that video. You don't have to worry about it. You can go back and edit it if you wanted, or change it any way you like. So after your video renders and it's ready to be downloaded, you'll see like a little thumbnail like this. You can see it down here as well at the bottom where it says file name. You can see it says exported one file. It already has been, I already downloaded it, but it tells you how long ago it was made. You can go to these three little arrows on the three little dots on the right side. If you click on that, you can download it, and then that'll allow you to upload it onto Wevideo. So you can see here it already downloaded. So we can close this. All right. So you are done for your first part with Runway ML. Then we're going to go into Wevideo. Again, you're going to also need to make a little login for Wevideo. So again, you can come back to your projects as you're working on them. So if you don't get it done all in one sitting, that is totally fine, so that you will be able to go back and edit them as you're going through. So for this one, we're going to make a new video from this. Our video right now is horizontal, so we're going to go to horizontal. We're going to leave that. If you tape, or you can make it a square dimension. Most of them will probably be either horizontal or vertical, so just choose one of those. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload or import our videos. So we're going to import the two videos, the one with the green screen as well as the original one. So what we're going to do is going to bring our video in. So we're going to bring this down here, slide all the way to the beginning. And while this one is loading, you could still bring that down. Might not need that quite yet. We just want to be able to see our green screen effect first. There will be a watermark on your design. That is totally fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into your little clip on your, double click on your video you made. You're going to this little pencil icon, open clip editor. There's a bunch of different options here. You can adjust the levels, flip it vertical, horizontal, upside down. However you want. You could change the scale or where it starts in the video. All these different things. The one we're going to use is has this picture inside, like a picture of a person inside of a square, or color key. So we're going to try it. You're going to click on. And you're going to go to use this eyedropper tool, and we're going to click on the screen to get rid of it, like so. Now it recognizes that as the green color here. So we're going to show the image. So we're going to sort of turn this down a little, so it makes it a little bit less blurry all the way around. So hit Save Changes. Play this so you can see how. So we've got an idea of how our video is going to be without the background. Good. So what we were going to do is that you're going to need to build an additional layer in here, because we're going to have our video layer, and then below that we're going to have our the layer has the picture in it, whatever the effect is going to be that you're going to use, and then below that is the original video. So we're going to hit this little white plus sign on the left, the video, add track. We'll just move this one up so that we know this is the video 2 is going to be our picture layer, and video 1 is going to be our original video. So the part that we have now, we have both our green screen and our original video. What we need to do now is open up either Photopea, Vector.com, Illustrator, or Photoshop, and create our middle sort of effect that's going to create this like special effect for our design. So for our purposes here, I opened up Vector, but again, you can use Photopea, Illustrator, Photoshop, or Vector to create your different elements that you would want to incorporate into your Wevideo / Runway ML special effects creation. So for our purposes here, I'm going to use the type tool and make that the middle layer in between our green screen and our original video. So I'm going to use the type tool here, click. So I'm going to name our project or our design here. It's going to be called Suburban Subaru. So we're going to try to make them about the same size. The one above it is about 90 pixels. So just going to go for something around there. Try something like this. So we want to save this. So we're going to go to export. We want to make sure it's saving as a PNG, so we want to have a clear background. So that when we import it, it's not covering up our already existing layer on either the original video or on the green screen one. So we're going to download these. Good. Now we're going to go back to our Wevideo. We're going to import our next type of media. So one of the things that I came across while I was uploading the PNG is that I could see in my video here, my video sample, if I move my cursor here and we hit play, we can start to see that there's a bit of a double car here, which is not really helping our effect at all. It's not making it convincing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my sort of the handle here of the design so we can start to see maybe where's a good spot to notice the two cars that are overlapping. We can start to see there's two backs to these cars. And so what I need to do is try to line them up. And so you can see these individual little pegs here, these little lines. That is like every fraction of a second that you can move in this video. So if yours is really far away, you can zoom in. There's a minus and plus sign at the bottom to zoom in to like every millisecond to make any edits you might have. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to click and drag video 3, which is the one with the green screen, move it back a few frames so hopefully they line up a little bit smoother. So we can start to see there's no double feature here. So now we would play. It's a little bit of a hiccup, but it's a lot less noticeable. It's harder to tell that there's two different videos there. Okay, so we made our we uploaded our PNG. So what we're going to do, we're going to zoom out here. So again, using that plus and minus at the bottom, we're going to bring in our picture. We're going to make this the size of the video. So we can start this off. We can start to see our design being covered up by our Subaru. Make it a lot larger here so you can start to see it move a little bit more. So we can move it X and Y as well. Move this down. That's pretty good. Let's try that. Looks like it's going to distort. So you can use some of these different features. Again, this is like underneath the pen, the pencil icon. You can change the way the actual animation. You can change the different design. If it flips, it moves. This is to crop it. That's what we're doing the animation part. It's going to change and get larger and smaller. So we'll try this fade on as well. So let's see how this goes. So Maybe we'll have it fade a little bit faster. So when the car passes by, maybe it'll disappear. There you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit finish here. You can just name it My Video 1 or whatever your project is going to be called. Set. What we're going to use is this standard definition right here. We're going to leave that one. And then what you're going to do is you're going to save it as a video. You don't need to have audio. I turned the audio off on the left side of mine. So if you want to see what that is, it's this one here. You can move these back and forth if you want the audio. I took them off. You're welcome to incorporate audio, or you're bringing your own audio track as well. So we'll choose a thumbnail. It'll be like this car icon. And what we're going to do is we're going to export it. So instead of exporting our finished design, what we're going to do is, because you have your saved account, you will make sure you have this saved into your like account or your profile for the website.